Okay, I think we are good. Okay, Discord. Yeah, I gotta tweet out. I think we're live. If anyone can confirm that we're live, that'd be amazing. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you everyone for telling me I'm live. And the audio of everyone else sounds okay? There's no like echo or anything like going on like that? Hey, how's it going, peeps? I am trying to find it's to Maddie's accounts. And turning off my sound just so that that works too. All good. Perfect. That's good. Yeah. Where's Crollo at? Probably playing in his own tournaments, bro. I have no clue. Crollo gives up his tournament series to play into the tournaments just to come finals. I hear no echo from your sound. That's broken. Yeah, I'm sure. I think it matters to the people that it matters to, though. So, I don't know. Gabe's muted. You can't hear Gabe? Everyone else we can't hear. Why you can't hear everyone else? I don't understand why we can't hear anyone else. Okay, can anyone hear anyone now? I need to figure this out first before we get too deep into the podcast. It's literally a suck. I'm not good at this. Only Zach is audible. Okay. So, Maddie, what do you have it set to? Because I don't understand.
Output capture to my output.
Okay, this should work. I think I'm getting some. I think we're getting
simple.
feedback.
It's literally like.
I mean, we'll know pretty quick.
Okay, give me 1 second. I probably just have my Discord permissions set wrong. Ooh, hi. Yo, what's poppin'? Okay. Let's do that. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, so let's go sound output. Make sure that I have it set to AirPod Pro Stereo. This should be fine. Zach, all good. No need to adjust. You good? You good? It works already. You can hear Maddie a little bit. Are we good to hear people now? We hear the peeps. Can you guys speak for the peeps? Can you guys hear? Okay. I was about to say, geez, like, what's good, Ultra Rayquaza Gaming? Okay, I'm glad that we figured it out. It doesn't show me that there's any sound output coming. As long as there's no echo and we're all good. I don't understand how this point... Like, I'm so bad at OBS and all this stuff. Like, I don't think you understand. I spend way too many hours making thumbnails because I'm actually... Yeah, I'm a boomer. I'm literally older than, like... You can't hear anymore. What? Are you sure? We can't... Oh my... Okay. I'll get this fixed. Okay, can anyone... Okay. Sounds good to me. I can't hear Gabe or Maddie. I just... Okay, can anyone... Okay. Sounds good to me. I can't hear Gabe or Maddie. I just... I always get so frustrated here. Okay, can anyone... Okay. Sounds good to me. I can't hear Gabe or Maddie. Okay. I don't understand what's going on. Is this because it's not in the foregrounds? Can you guys hear now? Maddie, what am I doing wrong here? Okay, so I have under... What's it called? Blah, 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 blah. Under... So I need to go to voice and video. Right? So I have it set to my AirPod Pro stereo. Right? I hear you guys from that. Yes. And I have my input device set to microphone. So that should be fine, right? I'll set it to headsets. So let's check. Okay. So that's good. That's saved. And now I need to set this to... I'm just going to delete my sound output because it's probably just bugged. I think that's probably what it has to be, right? No, but if you could hear Maddie on... You could hear Maddie's on Maddie's. It's so weird. Can you guys speak again? Just, like, let me know if anyone can hear. Can anyone hear them now? Just, like, let me know if anyone can hear. Can anyone hear them now? It's literally not working. What the heck? We had this solved last week. No, we're going to take the people watching my stream. You should call tech support. Hello. Hello. Ring, ring, ring. Okay, there's got to be an issue with my sound outputs. So let's go here. Don't worry, peeps. We're going to get this solved. I'm literally just terrible at everything. Okay, plus sound outputs. Where's that one? Audio output capture 2. Done. Okay, set this to the same one. See, it's not showing. Okay. I don't understand what's going on here. We'll stick around. I appreciate it, everyone. If worst comes to worst, we'll just stick the stream over to Maddie's side. We'll stick around. I appreciate it, everyone. If worst comes to worst, we'll just stick the stream over to Maddie's side. Will it echo if I don't have the headphones in or no? I appreciate it, everyone. I don't understand how that makes sense in my head. I don't have wired headphones. I'm one of those kind of kids. My mom was afraid that I was choking down. Let me just reconnect my headphones. I think it's got to be an issue where I connected them. Okay, so we have this. Okay. Cool. Settings. Voice and video. Let's see if this works. Cool. Okay. Let's see if that works. I can't hear you guys now. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm literally trying to get this fixed.
Gonna have a pretty difficult time. It's a really hit or miss deck, but it can be really strong. You know, it's one of those things. GX pulls. It's not a bad deck. You're just good. You're just so good. You make it look bad, Krollo.
Is this bad or are they echoey? Is this bad or are they?
What do you think you're playing tonight, Gabe?
Who, me?
If there are any leaks, if you're leaking.
Let me think. I'll probably play Victini or ADP. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys can hear everything? We're all good?
We good now?
Are we finally good? Am I just the worst person in the entire world? I mean, some people certainly hate my fucking guts. But, word.
Alright, we're good?
Okay, are we good? Can I get some confirmation? I know that there's literally, like, we haven't said anything. Sound decent. Can you turn them up a bit? I think I can turn them up a bit.
Yeah, Chris, Rapid Strike is definitely... I would say Rapid Strike's a better deck, like, personally, but I know everybody has their opinions. I think Rapid Strike is really good.
Yeah,
I think we're still figuring out how to play it, but once that kind of gets cracked a little bit, once everybody kind of figures and all agrees on a really good way to play the deck, it's just going to be... It's very consistent, which I think is a big reason why it's...
Can hear, but your voice is like 100% and there's like 20. Okay, so we should be able to hear it now.
Yeah, we should be good now.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's get it. Woo! Okay, that sorry for everyone. I'm literally so stupid. Hello everyone. I'm trying to get back. So, what did we get? We got hearing Zach voice on repeat. What TCG Dizon. Yo. What's poppin'? Alexander. Hey, broken. Chill good now. Let's go. Broken.
Only 18 minutes.
Only took 18 minutes, Zach, for you to get this.
Okay, to be fair, you showed up late, Maddie, and you were literally chilling on your couch watching YouTubes.
So I went live like 15 minutes ago. It's fine.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm also live on my stream, and I also got more viewers throughout all this, so it shows you the people love a little bit more. Hey. Also, for everyone, I can't see you, Zach.
No, you're fine now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Nice, it's fixed when I got here. Perfect. Zach always has some kind of difficulties, whether they're technical, some sauce on my shirt.
Victini needs Giratina for tonight again. You don't need Giratina. It doesn't need work against Corviknight. So you're going to want to run Fans, my man.
Don't play Giratina. Just play Giant Fans right now. Like, they're honestly...
Actually, play Tina if you really... Make it a little bit easier for me tonight. Play the Tina. Who's going to win that bounty? Who's winning that bounty? Do we think that anyone's winning those bounties right now?
I think easily. I think somebody can easily play with either of those decks. It just depends on how many people actually play those decks. I feel like those two decks might be the most played decks tonight. And if that's the case, then I don't see why not. They're both solid decks.
Yeah. Ooh, Mew Squad is 302 and Funny Bunny. Let's get it.
Let's go.
Let's get it. Mew Squad, word up.
Blastoise VMAX viable for tonight, or just stick with Victini? I don't know if Blastoise is ever like super viable, but it could be a decent.
I think it's a fun deck, especially with Victini being very popular. That's a fact.
It could be a good medical. Yeah, but who knows? I mean, there's not really that many great water deck choices. I still think Lapras needs more shine. I think Frostmoth decks kind of struggle with the, with the
Dragon
With the Dragapult. Yeah, with the Dragapult.
Consistency. Pikarom if it ever comes back, which I I assume it will.
It'll see play.
Yeah. Pikarom's not gonna stay dead for that much longer. I can almost guarantee that the deck will be back in some way, shape, or form.
I still don't even feel like it's that bad. People just haven't run it. Like if you just run 2 Mewtwo.
No, to be fair, who's Braviary Boy? Braviary Boy is Friedman, right?
Yeah, it's Aaron Friedman.
Yeah, he played it with like a Zamazenta last night and got his butt handed to him. Absolutely bopped at the Crollo event. Crollo's coming second place. Aaron Friedman's dropping. 2021, everybody. Pikarom's dead. You know when Crollo's coming second at the tournament, Pikarom's dead. What's the viewers count record for this podcast? I don't know. I think somewhere in the 30s for live. How many times have we gone live now, Maddie? 3 or 4 times?
This is our 4th time live. No, this is our 4th time live. I don't know. When we had LEF, we were at like 50 at one point, I think, on my stream. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't stream too often on my channel, so it's not really...
Also, I'm going to be streaming my Chill Run live like every other Wednesday, so check that out. Let's get 50 tonight. Right. I mean, we're at 21. Sure. I mean, I think we could get 50.
When we were streaming the top 32 for the beach tourney, we had like 150.
Oh, I think he's talking about 50. I think he's talking 50 for the podcast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
I mean...
winning Chill tonight? I mean... Don't count on it. I'm just kidding.
If Crollo wins Chill tonight, I will literally personally give Crollo 200 packs online.
He's going to win Chill tonight with a 3.
If Crollo wins legitimately, no scoops or anything to make a meme funny or something like that. If Crollo wins, Crollo, if you're out here, and I see that you're on Maddie's stream right now, not on mine, thanks, homie. It's one of those things, I will totally give you 200 packs. You told me you were going to give me 200 packs. I'll return the favor right back to you.
I think Chris says, would ADP ever use Tool Scrapper? I think it does a lot of times. I'm trying to think specifically what it's good for. It's good against like those tag teams that like to run like a big charm to get out of Zacian KO range, I think.
Yeah, and like I would say like probably like one of like the biggest reasons people aren't playing Scrapper right now was simply because Rusted Sword kind of replaces the extra damage that you need to hit.
Right.
So exactly. I still think Scrapper is like okay, but it's just really not needed in this meta because like I don't really know like any specific member that like you actually need to hit right now that Scrapper would give you that Rusted Sword doesn't. So
I actually think like because like Dragapult's running like power plants and like maybe 2 Crobats without the Dedenes. I feel like maybe just running like a big charm or 2 in Bolt right now would be good because it does get you out of range with resistance to single strike Urshifu KO, as well as like you can put a charm, big charm on your Crobat on the bench and kind of keep it safe from any AP snipe. But I don't know. It's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. I think now, with Rusted Sword, it's just not as played. Like it's not as much of a thing.
Okay. I'm feeling wild today. What are we talking about? Who are we ripping to shreds here? I know Zach and Chill, but who's the guy at the bottom? The bottom? The Gabe?
Oh, we haven't introduced Gabe yet.
Well,
we'll introduce him when we actually start the podcast.
Maddie and the guest mic sound not right. Oh my gosh.
Oh well. Imagine the look on Zach's face if he sees you win Chill and owes you 200 packs.
I have 200 packs to give, and I got the money to back it up.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, Zach would be like, he would just laugh, though, if that...
I'd actually laugh.
If that happened. Yeah, it would be funny. But he would do it, though. I know he would. It's one of those things.
I'm a man of my words. I'm a man of a lot of shit, but I usually, I pay up.
Almost 30 people in here. Everybody who's watching this on my stream and on Zach's stream, don't forget to click the like button, retweet on the Twitter, and definitely go share to your friends.
And hop into the Discord servers.
The like button means a lot. It just kind of helps the video and the algorithm a lot. So.
Open both streams. Doza is the homie.
Do you think, Kidney God, what's good, man? Do you think anyone tonight is gonna actually get first with like a single trigger or Corviknight and just come over with 110 battle styles? That'll happen.
Okay, I have a question. If someone played Rapid Strike, Urshifu, Corviknight, and won, would you double it up for him? Would you give him? Would they win both?
If Corviknight is played, like if it's a 3/3 Corviknight and like 2/2 Urshifu, then yeah.
Yeah, like if they went like completely like all in, Miltank, Utters, Deep, Just like
It depends. It's got to be a deck that's focused around that card. Like you know what I mean? That it can't just be like, oh, I put like a 1/1 in my lineup. You know what I mean?
no. I'm not saying that someone like plays like LMAO. Like I played a 58 ADP like list. I'm saying like legitimately, it's like a Corviknight list with Rapid Strike.
Sure.
They can make that work, honestly.
Aurora Energy,
They
Bronzong. It's got free retreat. I mean, we can make it work. Aurora Energy, Gabe.
Strike.
Aurora Energy with it's single strike.
That's the bounty.
Ugh.
Because
Ugh.
I'm not. Well, that's what I'm saying. Is because
Free retreat into the
those
meat
decks-
shield. Hit it with the scroll of scorn. I
Those are
mean,
two decks that like at the 200 player Hex series the other night, like we had like 10 people play those two decks.
this sounds like a deck that like Zeester would leak to you via DMs.
Yeah, it's true. That's exactly what he would do. He's probably in here, by the way. Janky DM, what do you think of the Metal Mewtwo deck list that won the Taiwan regionals? I think that Metal Mewtwo is kind of sick. It's a little bit.
What type of
spicy.
metal attackers do you have that you could even copy with Mewtwo? I never even thought of that.
It's well, it's yeah, but the thing is, like, you do have access to the bronze and stuff. It's cool.
No. But which ones like do you have?
Anything,
Like,
bro, with
what is
that.
even available? I honestly don't even know.
ADP, Luke Metal.
Yeah, it's ADP Luke Metal. You can run like Cabalion or something.
Yeah, it's
Solgaleo is one. Solgaleo is pretty decent. There's some stuff. there.
Mewtwo with a Zacian turn 1 that you can move the energies to sounds kind of hot.
That's the whole thing, right? You just
Well, I don't know, man. I'm a content creator that doesn't even like. I don't follow anything. It's just off the top of the dome. So, in other words, I guess everyone, like Maddie and I are both over 2,000 now. That's something that's I don't think we had both last podcast, right? You might have.
no,
I don't know. I don't think
I've
so.
gotten, like, we've both gotten like a bunch since the Battle Style stuff came
We
out.
can get hella
The
love.
last podcast was before Battle Style, so like since then a lot has happened.
We need-
Realistically, so I guess what we should do this podcast, and we'll start it off officially here soon, is we should actually talk about what the meta looks like right now, because I think things are a little bit different than what we expected, going into it. Realistically, where do we think that it's going to go? I guess you know what I'm saying. I think that that's a good place to start, and I think we can carry that topic for a long time. Obviously, we're going to be taking questions from the chat room. Everyone, feel free to ask your questions. We'll answer them. It'll be incorporated into the podcast for sure. Yeah. I think I need to go. I'm gonna go like to the bathroom real quick. Just take a leak, and then we'll just hop into it. What do you think?
Yeah, I think we hop in. Hopefully, is the mic is everything going good with the volumes, guys? I think I can hear. Gabe, can you talk for half a second? I think we
Yeah,
you get Vile Plume. Like, you can run Auroras in the deck,
is
right?
everything
So
going good with the
Yeah,
volumes?
you have a lot of
I think
options in
I
that
can
deck,
hear-
so.
Gabe,
have you looked much into
I think
the
we
new
have-
Chilling
Yeah,
Reigns,
you get
Zapdos,
Vile Plume. Like, you can run
Slowbro
Auroras
VMAX,
in the
things like that? I've looked into it a little bit. I'm kind of waiting. I'm kind of waiting just to see how our format now, because there was such a big drastic shift. I think, making sort of an analysis on the next set is not going to be too relevant until maybe like a month or two, when things are more figured out with the Battle Styles format,
Yeah,
right?
and
And we'll
honestly
kind of
just
be
so
able to
much
figure
fun
out.
to like deal with this current format right now.
Yeah, right. It's not the time to look for the next set. We're definitely much appreciating this new Battle Styles format. This is the first chill series of Battle Styles, and I'm hyped. I'm hyped, man. I'm just hoping something other than E-Turn wins tonight. That's my only my only hope.
With all your
Honestly,
events,
Maddie's
man.
one of Maddie's biggest things. Like he's just like I'm really appreciative of all the players who pull up and play in my events, but E-Turn's gonna win. And it's always like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I always play E-Turn in some stupid way. I mean, I think like the running joke is that I just play the worst E-Turn list for Maddie's tournaments 90% of the time. Like I'm like, oh, I'll
But
test
you always
out
get,
Rose,
like,
I'll
day
test
two.
out Rotom Phone, I'll test out Poison E-Turn.
Rose? Rose?
Yeah,
Rose E-Turn?
Listen, Poison E-Turn is the most winning deck in Chill Series history, so
Yeah, but it's a garbage deck for last format. It's better now.
it's
Also-
better now. I just think
also-
even
also-
last
also,
format,
guys,
it's
just on
inconsistent,
a different idea,
but
different tangent. What about Eternatus, Weavile, Cheryl?
that sounds very good. I don't know why people don't run that. I mean, I guess I understand.
I don't know. I thought of it,
But
today
just run
while
Big
I was
Charm.
like coming up with ideas because I want to feature an Eternatus deck on my channel this week, and I was like,
Just run Big Charm with it.
okay, like you have 340 HP, buddy. I don't think at what point are they hitting that?
Rapid, dude. Rapid with a couple damage mods, you're out of there.
Slap on a weak guard.
It's true. Just run Weak Guard. Just run like 3 Weak Guard in your deck.
E-Turn is super underrated right now. Like
I
it is
know.
still
Don't
very
say
good.
that.
Don't say that, bro. I don't want to hear that.
I hate to say it, but the deck is still incredibly good, and it's just
What,
like
E-turn?
Well, I
once
think
the
if
meta starts
E-turn,
to develop.
I think if E-turn ever did become really, really good back again, we would maybe just run Octillery Urshifu with fans because they're searchable with
Sure.
Octillery.
I mean, I don't know.
Sure,
I don't
yeah.
really
And I think
know if
that
it
would
matters.
help.
I think you just win the matchup anyways if you just play Urshifu. Like, I think it's okay. Like, E-turn's not dead, and I think the thing is, like, decks just coexist with each other, or like decks just pull up on the turf. If you
Yeah.
wear the wrong colors around the Eternatus hood, if you're like a Dragapult, you're getting shot up on the block. That's 100% what it is. Dragapult's getting
It's
shot
true.
up in E-turn town.
Even if
E-turn
you're not
pulls up in
one-shotting the
wrong,
E-turn,
pulls through the little clicks or something like that. You're going pow 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 with the Urshifus, man. Like it's happening, bro. Urshifu,
yeah, even if you're not like if you're playing rapid and even if you're not one-shotting E-turn, like you hitting it for 300, and then you just boss up a Crobat, use the second attack, and now you're taking 5 prizes like turn
exactly.
3. So I understand completely.
Yeah, the glitch on the Empoleon is absolutely dreadful right now. I think it makes Empoleon a semi unfavorable card. Yo, Josh Sutherland up in his house. Shout out
Let's get it.
to Josh.
Lewis-
We got Xenon TCG. Some of the channel members. Gang. Busted.
Gang. Luis Lima says, "I'll play E-turn just to spite you, Maddie. You better not.
Let's go, Lewis.
I can't stop. I can drop people, bro. Just so you know. I've done it
Maddie
before.
Probably would. He'd probably. Honestly, Maddie's been telling me he's considering quitting his events to play in his own events.
Yeah.
He might get.
I think I can make
low-indicated to
finals.
it.
Yeah,
Although the sad
sure.
part is that like Curlo's probably a better player than Maddie.
I would agree. I would literally agree with that.
Curlo's
And I have
got a
no
lot-
problems with
Curlo's
that.
got a lot of good things. Curlo's broken.
Have you ever gotten finals at Crollo, Zach?
I don't
what I
play
thought.
in Curlo's events.
That's what I thought.
We can't support Logan McKay, but also cancel Maddie Tate 2021.
Knack. I love your username, Knack. It's just N-A-C-K. Knack. Also, congrats on the subs. I've been saying you guys deserve way more subs for the quality of content you guys put out. I mean, I think that the subs that me and Zach have been getting have been very reasonable considering how small of channels we are. So I'm not too upset with that. But thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I mean, we all got to stop somewhere. I actually made a spreadsheet earlier today. There's not that many PTCG YouTube channels that get above the 100-200 mark. That's really where it is. A lot of people give up when they're in that in-between thing. Honestly, my number one advice to every single person who's starting any kind of Pokemon content, don't make content first and foremost. Don't make it shit.
Facts.
I love
listen.
so much stuff that everyone's putting out. I love that everyone's creating their YouTube channels, that they want to be the next Mahone or anything like that. I mean, I think it's everyone's dream to have that many subs. I know that Maddie and I would love to be sitting near 70k subs. It'd be absolutely broken. But I see a lot of y'all YouTube channels. Like I went through a list and I came up with like 50 channels, maybe like in order. I had the top 50 channels in order of subscribers. I think a lot of the channels were terrible. I saw someone ripped one of Tablemon's exact. They literally just ripped off his thumbnail completely. I don't think people are using YouTube tags. I think that people are making absolute garbage thumbnails. Or not even thumbnails at all. I think that like a little bit of effort goes a long way. And that's 100% real talk advice.
Yeah.
Just a
And I
little
also
bit of
think
effort.
I think what most people forget is like there has to be a legitimate reason for people to watch your content above the other people. For instance, you know, like if you're looking to actually learn how to play a deck, right, and get some high level gameplay example, like there's only a few people making content that you can really watch, right? Zach would be one of those people. Like I'm not one of those people. There's other reasons why people come to my channel, none of which I actually know. But
no, people come to your channel because I think that you have a strong community presence, and I think that you run the best events on a weekly basis.
I think I'm good at analyzing the meta, just not playing it, if that makes any sense. Like I'm good at observing and kind of
You're like the director of the metagame, bro. You're like Jake Gearhart conducting that shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm the Jake Gearhart. I'm the conductor. I'm the
you
Jake
should
Gearhart of
you
the
should
form.
change your username to a gigantic C.
That
Or that
sounds
should be your
busted.
profile picture, just a big C.
Tuvu says, I only play decks Maddie posts up on YouTube, which is a dangerous game to play, I'll tell you what.
Homie, that sounds really bad. You're probably playing
Gardevoir
playing Gardevoir.
You
probably played Flapple and Gardevoir.
Why do I
bro.
keep
I feel
on
bad
losing?
for you. Decklist skeletons are still worth watching. Yeah, I agree, Yoshi, though. I mean, that's the thing. And a lot of times, like, deck lists that me and Zach put up on our channel, like we're all a big group of players that build lists, right? Like, so sometimes, someone will come to us like with this list and then other people work on it. And a lot of times, like, we've mostly come up with the deck lists together. I'm not saying I have much to do with it, but we all have input, right? And that's kind of how it goes.
So now that we're just heading over the 30-minute mark, I think we should officially start this ish.
All right. Who wants to kick it off this week?
I mean, since you're hitting the Jake Gearhart Ool, I think that we could.
Well, actually, we should start this. I've been wanting to do this now. We should have our guests do the intro. Does that sound funny?
I think that's putting Gabe on the spot a little bit.
Yeah, but that's hilarious, though. Do it.
My name's
Number
Gabe
14.
I play a lot of online Pokemon and IRL as well. I write for 6 Prizes, but they shut down recently, so hoping to start to write for them once our events come back. I'm sponsored by Ultimate Spice, and yeah, I like to play Pokemon a lot and talk about it.
That's really cool, Gabe. We're starting the podcast.
Yeah, we're doing the podcast intro.
You're intro. Podcast intro, not a Gabe.
Oh, Gabe. All you have to do is say, "I'm Gabe Smart. Welcome to Yellowhorn Podcast number 14." Just say it.
I'm Gabe Smart, and welcome to Yellowhorn Podcast number 14. What's up, everybody?
Let's go. Hey,
Let's go. What's poppin', everybody? As you heard, our boy Gabe Smart down here at the bottom, an up-and-coming content creator and one of our best friends in the game. We are starting off with the Yellowhorn episode 14. Featuring myself, Zach Lesage, professional Pokemon TCG player. We got Maddie Tate over there, Chill TCG, professional events organizer. And we have Gabriel Smart TCG, professional Pokemon player. Word Yellowhorn, episode 14. What are we talking about today, Maddie? I'll leave it up to you.
We're probably going to be talking about the new format. I mean, Battle Styles just came out. Last podcast was, the world was much different. The world of Pokemon last week on the Yellowhorn podcast. A lot of things have happened since then. We of course, speculated about Battle Styles for weeks, and now it's finally here. We've gotten a couple big tournaments, right, in which we've been able to analyze the meta, look at the decks, and that's what we're going to be mostly talking about today. Of course, taking questions from the viewers, from the people live on YouTube here. So we're going to be bouncing things off of them for sure, and maybe also talking about Chill Series number 24 tonight, which is going to be, it's looking to be a great tournament. We already have over 270 players in, and counting at this point.
That's a whole bunch more than 95. What's up with you, Gabe?
I'm excited to play tonight. This new meta feels relatively different, and it just feels so refreshing. Like, it is just such a refreshing meta. ADP. Okay, so ADP and Centiskorch are still super good, but it just feels different, Victini's here. The Urshifu decks are shaking up the meta a little bit. So yeah, there's a lot of excitement right now for me playing the game.
I'm pretty excited. I think I'm probably gonna go into it a little easy into the meta. This is my first tournament in the new meta game, so I think I'm gonna go in with ADPization tonight. I mean, I made the thumbnails for my videos already, and my deck list is in there already for the live stream. But I think it's gonna be one of those things where ADP is very good out of the previous decks. Probably, I'd say, the only previous deck to kind of make it on and continue on its tier 1 status. Luke Metal kind of transformed into Corviknight Metal Box-ish overnight. Centiskorch still exists, it's live and it's well, but Victini VMAX has an opportunity to take it over as the top fired deck. Blacephalon decks have also turned into a Victini deck for the most part.
I think Blounce is still super good, man. I just feel like no one's playing it because it's not fresh, but I think it's disgusting still. That's just me.
I don't know, man. I don't know if you're Maddie Tate or if you're Andrew or if you're Hayden or if you're Stefan.
I mean, what's stopping Blounce from being good though? Like, I guess Urshifu hitting for 220, double 120.
Yeah. You have to play Mew in your deck now. So I mean, it just makes it awkward to be playing more of a single prize card variant of the game or of the deck. I think you got to kind of pop off with those VMAX tag team GX kind of plays that are really popping off. What else do we got going on? Dragapult's back.
Woo! Let's go. I was saying it forever.
Maddie likes Dragapult. He's
Bro, I was saying it. I was saying it for weeks. I was like, Dragapult will be the new best deck once Battle Styles releases. People were like, no, get out of here. I'm not saying it is the best deck right now, but I do think it's a top contender. Sure. And I knew that it would be. I didn't think people would be playing it with Rapid Strike Urshifu. If you guys have seen my most recent video, you know that list is busted. I did not see that coming. That was designed by a much smarter person than myself, but At least it's got Dragapult, right? So
Maddie,
I don't
aren't you like an engineer or something?
I'm educated in software engineering.
I mean, that sounds pretty good. I went to school to become a chef. Yeehaw!
Well, I mean, I think those are very different, but both very difficult things. To be fair, I was never a great student. Software engineering is very hard. Programming very hard. A lot of mathematics involved. But I will be graduating soon. After 5 terrible years of college, I'm very excited to
Maddie
leave.
gets bullied
I got bullied a lot by my teachers, actually.
for being too short.
Exactly.
It's a really dynamic. Like I'm kind of like I'm kind of a big guy, but I'm normal heights. We got Gabe, who's literally 18 foot tall, and we got Maddie, who's like a toddler. That's kind of broken.
It's true.
Dynamics
It's true.
this week, everybody. Answering some quick questions in the chat. Sableye V is a terrible card right now. I would not recommend playing that. I don't think it's ever really had an opportunity to see success. We've all tried to make it see success. It's kind of blah. What about Mad Party with Level Ball? Gabe actually loves to party.
Yeah, he does love to party, but Dragapult, bro. I mean, like Gabe, tune in on that. I don't know.
The deck cannot beat Dragapult. It struggles to ADP. It's kind of inconsistent at times. When it works, huh?
I don't think it struggles to ADP.
It's a 45-55. I think if they play
What if you're playing Crushing Hammers?
In what? Mad Party?
No, not Mad Party. Dragapult.
Oh, sure. Well, yeah. I think that Dragapult's favorite versus ADP, but I was saying that
Mad
Party's not favorite.
ADP.
Yeah,
that's fair. Okay, that's fair.
Oh, yeah. It's a very weird deck. Sometimes it works, and sometimes the deck just absolutely sort of blows up on itself, and it feels horrible.
I hear that, man. I hear that. It's one of those things where like Mad Party does have very good matchups against some things in the format, especially with those psychic type attackers, right? Because you do have Poltergeist. So it definitely has a pretty decent like Urshifu matchup. I mean, I'd still think Rapid Strike's a little bit up in the air, but I think that Dragapult just destroys.
Mad Party. You got Mew already in the deck, right? So you're gonna have a good it destroys Urshifu. It destroys most Mewtwo lists. Although I think if Mad Party ever grew to become a real deck, you just put in Espioxus into the deck.
Yes.
And I think you just absolutely body Mad Party. So I think Mad Party's like.
Right.
It's probably never going to be the best choice, but it's probably going to be one of the best single prize card attacking decks. So if you're balling out here on a budget, and let's say your mom or your aunt or something got you the trainer toolkits and stole a bunch of blister packs from your local Walmart or something, got you all the Mad Party promos, I think you can pull up with a deck and do okay. But is it going to be the #1 most winning deck? I don't know, man. I think that deck is literally just Daniel Altavilla's like child.
Yeah,
for sure. I got some things in my chat. I got some guys in my chat. I just want to get to them real quick. What would the bounty be if Flapple hit top 8? We don't have a bounty for Flapple in top 8. Maybe for a future tournament. Can you guys tell me how many Zacian V you need to be playing ADP? Some people play 3. I think 4 is probably the typical number there. 3 is probably fine though. Who knows? And don't make fun of Maddie. He has the stash. That's exactly right. Is bench barrier Mew a staple now? I would say in this format, it's very important. It's very, very important for most decks. I'm not saying it's needed for every deck, but like, it's very good. Zach is the best cook on my timeline. Please post more food pics, says Jenks TCG, dude. Jenks, you already know it, bro. I show my wife too, because my wife, I think my wife follows Zach on Twitter, and it's mainly for the food posts. It's literally mainly for the food posts.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
I think because Zach's got like 3,000 followers, I think half of those are for the food post.
Yeah.
Dude, it's
fair.
broken. I love being fat. Being fat.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the Weeping Bell Salazzle deck? I mean, is it a meme? Is it playable? Is it
that deck
valid?
plays the Yellhorn. That deck plays the Yellhorn.
That's true. That's the official Yellhorn deck right now in the format.
Deck, bro.
It's the Yellhorn deck. But what do you think? Do you think it's something that like potentially you could see running to try to have some success, or is that just like a?
I think it's going to be like a Mad Party-esque deck. Same thing as like the new Primeape deck. Like there's a couple single prize card Pokemon from the set that could be pretty hot. And they could all have their day. That's all my thing is. I think they could have their day. They're okay. You'll probably get bodied by it once during this metagame. I don't think it's going to be crazy good.
Yeah, I think it could be very good, right? If you draw everything you need and you just start rolling early game, I think it can be very powerful, but
Yeah.
requires a lot to work, I guess. Is the question there. But just looking at the past few tournaments, I think that the best Battle Styles deck so far, even just the best deck in general, seems to be Victini. And I think the most successful Victini lists have been, kind of like just pretty much Senti, but with Victini thrown in there. You have the Cram, you have the Reshi, you run Welder, Scoop Up Nets Engine. So do you guys think that that's the best way to play Victini? And do you think that Victini is actually the best deck right now?
We'll start off with Gabe. I feel like Gabe's like shy and quiet.
Yeah, no. So I don't think the Center Scorch variant is the best. I think it's probably the second or the third. I would probably say just like the Firebox version, like a 3/3 Victini, Reshizard and Heatran, 3 to 4 boss, just like a straight consistency variant, because turn 2 220 paired with like a boss's orders like a Fion or something like that is just absolutely incredible. And I think like probably one of the biggest things about Victini was that we finally have a consistent Welder deck. Like Welder decks in the past have been a super run hottish type of deck, where now Victini, it only takes 2 energy. So like it's just incredibly
you can just get there. You're going to be there turn 2 no matter what, right?
Yeah.
So it's definitely, I mean, for me, Victini seems like it's foolproof in the sense where, I don't think it can ever be bad, just because like the fact is, you're hitting 220 for 2 against the best decks in the format. You're a fire type. There's just a lot going for the deck. And, to me, is it the best deck in the format? I don't know. I think a big part of it was that it's very easy to have a refined and already kind of proven Victini list, because it's just so closely modeled off of other lists that we have. And also it's easier to get like a 2/2 or 3/3 Victini lineup than like, maybe some other cards in the format right now. So I think
the deck's budget conscious for that reason.
What's up?
Like it's kind of budget conscious. Like if you opened up a bunch of Battle Styles packs, you definitely don't need to be dropping like, I know for the Urshifu lineup, I dropped up like 300 packs on my alt arts just for a playset of Rapid Strikes.
Yeah.
Right. Which is crazy. And I think Victini is easily probably, and like I said, it's easy to build because you kind of already know, right? It's a bit easier to play as well because it's pretty straightforward, right? It's just consistent, start hitting,
It's literally like fire type E-turn, because if you got to think about it, you're knocking out most V Pokemon, and then you knock out most V Pokemon and you 2-shot most V Max Pokemon. Now, I know that my current thoughts on the deck are probably going to be, I think that it's probably better right now to be playing a fire box version of the deck, more so than a straight version. I know that Gabe and I tried to create a version with Maddie last night where we were trying to play 4 of Victini VMAX. I think that deck's going to survive post-rotation. That makes a lot more sense when there's no more GX Pokemon or anything like this. It should all just be VMAX, or at least that's what it is until now. But right now we're dealing with GX Pokemon still that are popular, like Mewtwo and Mewgx. That's why I think you need a couple Reshizards, or maybe even Cramorant, or Heatran GX, Blacephalon, even Scorch. Like, I think those variants are just because the deck is lacking right now, but after rotation it's probably going to grow to become an even better deck. So I'd say pick it up now, the pieces, and you'll be very happy. For sure. The thing that scares me is after rotation is, do we have any good counter for Zamazenta? I mean, I know you can probably just use like just the V Pokemon, like attacking a fire type V or whatnot. But like after rotation, Zamazenta just becomes that much better just because you don't have things like Reshi to hit through it, or other fire type attackers like Volcanion, which makes me a little bit afraid. But I think Victini is built to be a post rotation deck. I think the best counter to Zamazenta for next format is probably Talonflame. Talonflame is really good. With the Fana Waves, it hits 320 on a Zamazenta, right? They don't have a code in energy, so I think Talonflame will probably be like the most efficient replacement for Heatran and Reshizard, from what I know. I agree. I've seen. I agree. It's also got free retreat, which is always good in decks. Like giving yourself a free pivot in your deck makes it just so much better.
Well, I mean, it could come up.
160 is a sweet spot when you're hitting for weakness as well against VMAX Pokemon for sure. I don't know. I think that there are other really good decks in the format, but I think that people just know how to play Victini. People have Victini. And you probably only need the VMAXs, right? You don't even need the Vs because you probably already have them, right? So it's one of those things, right? It's one of those things. I don't know if it'll stay at the top after a few weeks or a month or two of being in the format, but I don't know. What is this? What do we got in the chat here? Phoebe is okay, and some of the new VMAX just ignore its effect.
I think Phoebe's going to be a card that you don't need to play immediately day one. It's one of those things where the format would have to really grow to accept Phoebe. Right now, I don't think there's enough good stuff going on. Also, for anyone wondering, I'm eating a potato chickpea coconut red curry that I made. Really good.
Yeah, I'm sure everyone's interested.
Well, I'm sure everyone is interested.
I'm just kidding, bro. I'm just kidding. So, with Chill Series tonight, after a couple big tournaments tonight, this is probably looking to be one of the bigger ones, of course, so far. We do have the bounties. Like, we got the Corviknight bounty, which is 50 battle styles. We have the single strike Urshifu bounty. They got to make top 8. They get 50 battle styles packs. Do you think that it's gonna, do you think that those decks will see the majority of play tonight, or do you think people are just gonna be like, I'm just gonna go for the win, play Dragapult, play Victini?
Yeah, like Corviknight and single strike aren't the greatest decks. I think they're probably tier 2, and I think that ADPization, Victini, and Centiskorch, like so many of the players that play in your events are playing to win. Sure, the 50 pack bounty is nice, but I think like a lot of players would just rather go Ultra Creation boss game or Welder.
Yes,
do 300 damage. So I think that you might see a small increase, but the decks combined should probably take up no more than 10 to 12% of the meta.
I disagree.
Yeah, no, I think it could go either way, but what I think is going to happen, and what my hope was originally, is that those decks that weren't not seeing a lot of play. I mean, I do agree, Gabe. I do think single strike is like tier 2, but I think Corviknight is about tier 1.5. Like, I think it's better than single strike in my opinion. It is a good deck. I just think everyone's playing Welder right now for good reason.
Yeah, sure.
But I think that everything's gonna even out, and that was my hope, was that we have an even amount of Rapid Strike Urshifu, ADP, Victini, Single Strike, Corviknight, all the new decks. Hopefully, kind of even out in terms of their play, and everything is very even in the metagame. Which I think will be really cool to see. But we'll see. I mean, if we have 80 people playing Corviknight tonight, then I got to be careful for next week for sure. For sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that it's still really early in our metagame. It's probably hard to pick up cards for a lot of people. Like, we got to remember that we are in a global pandemic. There's people who are losing their houses. There's people who are literally going bankrupt, and maybe they can't afford code cards. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think distribution for this new set's been very good though, relatively. I think Zach's right. I think it's not a good time to be spending money, but I think for the people that don't mind to spend the money, I think that the product is there, which is good.
Yeah.
No, I mean it's an awesome set. I just mean, like, the set hasn't been out for a week yet, so it's going to be still hard to acquire cards for some people. Like, I think...
Yeah, no, 100%.
If someone wanted to pull up with a Corviknight deck, let's say even if they had all the metal pieces, they're still probably dropping 50 packs. With most code stores, that's like $40-$50.
Yeah,
Codes.
some people don't have that right now, so to take that into consideration.
It's tough, man.
Right, yeah, not everybody's as fortunate as, as of course, many of us are from the tournaments and the sponsors and the content. It's definitely a good place to be right now. I was happy with how it all turned out. Again, big shout out to PTC Geostore, which is Zach's sponsor, Card Cavern, which is my sponsor. Those guys are top notch for sure. I think what I'm expecting, guys, is that everybody is going to be probably throughout the podcast asking about all the new decks. So maybe we just start running through them. You know what I mean?
Maybe
let's
talk about a deck.
Well, you can just pick one right off the bat. I mean, I kind of want to talk about ADP just because it's people are keeping it in the back of their head. They don't want to talk about it. But I think that it's but it's there. It's still the most played deck, and I think it's very, very good. And Zach recently posted his list, right? Your video, Zach, was that
video is popping off right now, and that deck.
Well, it's ADP, bro.
Wild. Dude, ADP is broken. I know a lot of people I get a lot of comments. They're like, "Oh, I hate ADP. ADP is the worst." ADP is one of the best decks. If you suck at Pokemon, play ADP. If you're average at Pokemon, play ADP.
Yes.
One of the best.
And your ADP list. Yeah, and your ADP list, Zach, of course, you have Escape Rope, which is a new card, which is very good in ADP. You have the new Empoleon, which does help in a lot of matchups. Its attack is phenomenal. Like 130, so for weakness on fire is like 260, which is very good. But the attack is you move the energy after you attack, which is just phenomenal because you're probably not living a big hit from maybe a big teeny or a Senate Scorch.
320.
What's up? Exactly. With ADP boost, it's 320, which is insane.
Boom.
That's literally insane, bro. And
Absolutely.
And it only has 1 water in its attack cost. Another insane thing about that card. And you're also running Mewtwo in ADP, Zach. Let me know a little bit about how Mewtwo feels in ADP right now.
Mewtwo feels absolutely, literally broken insane. Those are some words taken right out of Maddie's mouth. Let me say it again. Literally, absolutely broken.
Absolutely broken.
Literally, absolutely insane. It's literally insane. Okay. All jokes aside, with Urshifu being such a popular deck right now, it is weak to Psychic type. Mewtwo can now copy Mawile out of your discard pile and be like, okay, cool, I'm just going to Oko and Urshifu. Or
right.
Mewtwo's going to be like, okay, cool, I'm going to copy ADP. I'm going to knock out, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can just get knockouts out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's difficult. You gotta kind of think about how to play the matchup because, like, with Mewtwo, you can Ultimate Ray if you got the 3 on. You can copy Mawile. So now if you're playing Urshifu, they need to make sure they don't have a big bench, right? They don't fill up their bench like that. It just adds another whole layer to a lot of the matchups, and I think that Mewtwo was always good. Right? It was never going to make the deck bad. It's just there wasn't a reason to run Mewtwo because there wasn't any prominent, attackers weak to it. I mean, I think it could have been hot actually if you were in but the problem is if you're facing other Mewtwo's, then that becomes kind of an issue. But against fighting types, it's very good, and fighting types are very relevant right now. What do you think, Gabe? What do you think of ADP right now?
The deck is probably the best deck in format. I think it's extremely good. I do think though over the next couple weeks it might start to fall off slightly from like the best deck to maybe like the second best deck. I think so the majority of the list right now are not playing Swell or Big Charms, which mean that Hearth is just going to stick. So that means Big Teeny decks or Senate Scorch decks or so many of these decks are just going to run just I'm super hot on them. So that's probably my biggest concern with the deck right now, which is probably why the Empoleon is very good and actually probably needed right now.
Yeah,
because that probably is only your only super sketchy matchup right now. Dragapult's close, sure, but
I would say Pult's tough, bro. I don't think there's anything that really deals with Pult well right now in the format.
But no,
E-Turn can pull out. He can pull out the Thule, bro.
It's tough.
E-Turn can pull out the Thule sideways, bro. Let it rip like a Beyblade.
Oh god, we make a Beyblade reference every week. I don't think you realize every week, dude. It's always
we should
always
be
comes
letting
out.
it rip, bro.
But yeah, I want to pivot into Dragapult. I think Dragapult has a good ADP matchup. I think that you can KO Mewtwo if they start with it, or if they don't know what you're running or whatnot. And I think that with the hammers and if you're running Aurora, I guess people run fans and Pult as well sometimes. I just think that with the hammers and overall, I think Pult has a good ADP matchup. I still think you lose a lot. I'm not saying it's but I think in terms of a lot of other decks right now, Dragapult has a very decent matchup against ADP.
Inherently very strong. There's
yes.
If I were to get a feeling in my chest of a deck that is world championship level deck, a deck that I would play at Worlds, a deck that makes me you want to know what's the best thing about Pokemon? When you feel smart after placing the damage counters with the attack that spreads the 5, you're you guys ever watch that scene in The Hangover where the guy's about doing what's he playing, blackjack, Maddie?
Yeah. And
he's
literally counting the cards.
Braining meme. That's literally how I feel every single time I play a spread deck. I'm
yes.
Oh my god, if I put 3 damage counters on a Dedenne, I can hit it for 130 next turn. I'm so smart.
Yeah.
And I'm literally just here stroking my ego, and it's just broken. I'm so happy. I give myself a hug afterwards. I kiss my inside of my lips.
The card that I wanted printed of all for the longest time was a tool card that when attached to a Pokemon that places damage counters, whenever you do place damage counters, you place 3 extra. So it's you could attach it to Dragapult, and then when you attack, you spread 8 instead of 5. I think that tool card would be insane.
Literally insane.
Literally, absolutely insane. They should print that card. Dragapult is my favorite deck in the format right now. It's a spread deck. It's a psychic, weak to dark. It's in a very good spot. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've thought about Mimikyu as well. I thought Mimikyu would be really good, but it's a little bit situational. Huh?
Which Mimikyu?
Mimikyu V.
Oh, I like
it's
Mimikyu.
a gimmick.
I like him. No. I think it's actually really good.
It is good. It's good because the ability, I think, for sure, because when you play it, they can't damage it.
So, like, can I just describe a scenario? Because I don't know if, like, I've never been in this scenario before. I don't know if this actually works. And, I mean, I usually ask things before I try to play them. So, let's say if my opponent has one prize card left, right? And I go Mimikyu V, hit the bench. I use its abilities it's active. I attach an energy to it. I place 15 damage counters on my opponent's active Pokemon. Reset stamp them to 1. They literally
and they can't hit you.
They can't hit my active.
Exactly.
They literally would have to get the boss. So I mean, it could do 300 damage or you know what I'm saying, like 260 out of nowhere for a single energy, buying you a turn as well. So I mean, it's really cool. Mimikyu
I think it's good. It's
je ne sais quoi. What's the other one? Is it what was the one, Matt? Yes, you said La Cherise de la Gâteau or something.
What's happening right now on the podcast?
I'm not that French. The cherry on top of the cake, bro. I love cake, obviously.
I think Mimikyu is good in the deck. I think that the way people are playing Dragapult now, for the most part, makes a lot of sense, right? Because people are running power plants, which is smart. They're running hammers, which is smart. There's a few things that I thought were a little bit strange. Like we saw like the greens Dragapult with what was it
Green Dragapult with Almastar.
Almastar, yes, that's the card I was thinking about. So it was interesting. I just think
talk about that for a minute.
Well, I think it's a good list. I think Green's Dragapult makes a lot of sense in theory.
I want to know your thoughts. Like my personal thoughts going in on it are, I don't think we ever saw Green's Dragapult do well before, right, Gabe?
No, never did well.
That deck never did well.
No.
Green's kind of got nerfed since Sword and Shield came out. So I haven't really had too much thoughts on green stacks. Like I've tried one. I know that y'all don't respect the green stacks because no one watched my Tapu Koko vid. Thanks, by the way, everyone who's watching. I see 29 of you over there, 32 over there. Whatever. Thanks for not watching, everyone. Really appreciate that. Green stacks suck, right? So why are we playing green stack on Dragapult when normal Dragapult's already seen success? Like, is it?
I think it helps.
No, but
I think it helps set up that lock with Omastar.
The deck's not bad, but is it just reinventing the wheel for a Dragapult deck? What are your thoughts, Gabe?
Yeah.
Is there a reason to play it over regular Dragapults?
I would probably say the only reason is Omastar.
Right.
Because you can't really set it up with a Jirachi-based version. I have not tested the deck, so I don't really know. But it almost seems like just a worse regular Dragapult in almost every single way, because Green's just simply is not a very good card right now, since Marnie and Reset Stamp are just so huge in the format still.
Exactly.
I just don't I just don't really know the reason to play Green's decks anymore, unfortunately. Right now at least.
Yeah. I think the Greens was because of the Omastar. I think the Omastar did well. I think the deck did well just because people didn't.
If you wanted to build a deck like that everything fit in, I don't think it's a bad deck list. I don't think it's bad. No. But it's one of those things where I think, for example, Dragapult Urshifu, which you filmed a video on, and I'm currently in the process of filming on a video tomorrow.
I think that's the second best way to play Dragapult.
I don't know if that's even the second best way. It might be the best way. I think the synergy, it's a very synergistic strategy, right? Where you're okay, I'm going to spread the damage. What made me feel big brain with the Dragapult alone with its attack, just spreading the 5 damage counters, means that I could set up multi-prize card turns. And I mean, in the few Dragapult videos that I featured, I think I've come up with some incredible big brain plays to leave my opponent bench locked, all that good stuff, whatever. Greens, by the way, Rhino Kenny, is Green's exploration from Unbroken Bonds. So as long as you have no Pokemon with abilities in play, you can search your deck for any kind of trainer cards.
Yeah, 2 trainer cards.
As your supporter. So decks
which
are
is
built
very
around...
It's very good
built
setup.
Around things to stop things. You actually play disruptive decks. It's a great supporter, but they nerfed our supporter ruling in Sword and Shield, so people want to go seconds.
Yeah.
I think the more I think about it, I think a Green's Pult might just be good with a heavy stamp, chip, like a disruption hammers type deck, like where you're consistently searching for those disruptive cards. I feel like that could be hot. But I think the only thing with Urshifu Dragapult is it's very synergistic. There's just no real reason to play Urshifu. Like, so much of the time when I'm playing Dragapult Urshifu, I'm just like, okay, so now I'm playing Dragapult. Like, or okay, you know what I mean? So unless you are like hitting against E-Turn, which E-Turn isn't being played, but if E-Turn does come back, that list is very good. I just think that max consistency straight Dragapult is probably still the best.
I think someone needs to answer. Your boy Yeet feels like they're getting left out. Yeet.
What did he say? I got it early. What is all of this right now?
One Empoleon V, if any, is run in Empoleon in ADP. If you want to beat fire type decks, what else do we got going on here? I also think Wishy-Washy Scatter ability is good an ability. In ADP, it's okay, whatever. It's just a water type Pokemon, so it's okay. And yeah, that's basically everything.
I think Empoleon is better than the Wishy-Washy. Personally,
I agree.
But it's kind of the same idea, like the same sort of reasons why you would put it in there. I think Empoleon's better because it stops
like
Jirachis to be active, right?
People have been running the same. It's the same text slot as Milotic. It's just fires. It stonks.
Yeah,
right?
stonks.
Like that's literally like fire is stonks. Like
you got to invest. You got to put your
Empoleon also
ADP
stonks.
shares. Yeah, you got to buy into your Empoleon shares now because the Welder stonks are through the roof. But
Yeah.
I think Empoleon's better because Welder decks like to run the Jirachi engine, and Empoleon does kind of stop that Jirachi in the active spot from Stellar Wishing, which is definitely really good as an added effect, as well as hitting 320 after ADP boost. But I don't think it's bad. I think it's a cute little way to do it. Dragapult's interesting right now, though. Dragapult is very interesting. I think that people are going to build it a lot of different ways because, in my opinion, it is sort of the best positioned deck in the meta. And I think if Mewtwo GX was weak to Dark, then I think it would be insane. It would be ridiculous. But it's not. It's weak to Dragapult. Dragapult does body Mewtwo. So there you go. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I mean, Dragapult has a ton of options right now, and the deck's biggest issue was a Dark matchup, and Dark is now kind of irrelevant right now. So the deck is like, okay, well, that's the one bad matchup gone. Here we go.
Exactly.
It won its first major events at Hexters, and I think 7 to 8 months. Like we have not seen this deck do anything in almost a year.
Mewtwo was
it's been a very long time. It's been like 9 months since Rebel Clash.
Mewtwo literally grabbed all the acorns, put in its little mouth, dug a big hole, and was like, "Peace out, homies. See you in the spring, bro."
E-Turn was like, "I'm taking my ball and I'm going to, I'm going home, boys.
I'm going
this
to
is
the
not
afterlife,
fair,
boys. I'm taking this 8-ball to the dome." I don't know.
Yeah, it was
people.
tough. It was tough, man. I don't feel bad for E-Turn though. It had probably more success in a 6-month period than anything I've ever seen.
E-Turn might be more successful than Jake Earhart thinks that they're successful.
That's hard to imagine, but
that's hard to imagine. But that's how successful E-Turn is.
Your boy.
I love you, Jake. I said last week I was gonna. I followed Jake Earhart back. I feel bad. I had guilt. I had to spread some love, and I like the new profile pic.
Chris says, can ADP decks use 1 Dedenne GX if player owns just 1 Dedenne GX? You can. I just think that the more Dedennes you have, make the deck a lot better because it's the type of deck where you're going to want to dig.
Straight up,
you're going to want to dig.
The deck's going to suck.
You can get away with 2.
It's not going to suck.
Two. No, the deck would suck. The deck would suck. It's too inconsistent. Like, you literally... The Dedennes are worth, 3 packs online. And anyone who says that they can't acquire things, they're literally giving 8 battle stacks packs away for standard and expanded events, right? So, I think anyone could sit there and be absolutely terrible at the game with a theme deck and be able to get some free battle styles packs and then trade for a Dedenne. There's no excuse.
Yeah, you have every way possible right now to get the Dedenne. I might just buy 30 and just start giving them away because a lot of people don't have Dedennes because they still think they're expensive.
3 codes, you get a Dedenne GX right now. If you do not have $3, it's
like $2 for 3 codes.
It's $2 of code, sure.
I will personally give you $3.
No, yeah, I would not suggest it. I think you can play ADP though with 1 Dedenne. I just don't think it's not good.
If you're playing it with 3 Crobats, maybe to compensate, and that's worse.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you can run it.
Straight up honest, it's one of those things where, I guess it could work.
Yeah, it's
what
just
about
gonna work
when
less
they
of the
rotate?
time.
It's only Crobat and Kricketune. ADP also rotates, so it's not even a conversation.
Yeah.
We hope
forgets.
ADP rotates. Could you imagine a world where it doesn't rotate?
That
Oh,
ADP reprint, bro.
They're like,
Hot.
yeah, we're just gonna keep it permanently in the game. We really like this mechanic. It never got printed as a World's theme deck.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Chinchino ADP. Okay.
The corn dog lover. Yeah, I think Empoleon is a lot better than Milotic. Enough to justify it outside of a tech, since it hits all fire VMAXs for 320, just on Garage Engine, Snorlax, etc. Yeah, plus free switch. Yeah, you know exactly. E-switch. Yeah, it's good for sure. All right, what deck haven't we hit yet? We've hit ADP, Victini. I think we hit Corviknight a little bit. If you guys want to talk more about
We didn't really
Corviknight.
talk much about Corviknight.
Yeah, we
Okay.
talked about Corviknight beforehand. I'll kick it off because I feel like y'all are hogging all the time, bro. Gabe's literally just won't shut up. Jeez,
I
Gabe,
think
you've been hogging
Corviknight
way
is
too
very
much.
good.
I think
Corviknight's very good.
Actually, my hot take is I think Corviknight is bad. I think
Why?
Corviknight is terrible right now, and I'll tell you why. Corviknight
Like
is
positioned
one of
or the deck?
those... Wait, what?
Like, is it it's not positioned well, or the deck's bad?
There's nothing inherently wrong with Corviknight. It is literally reinventing the wheel. It literally takes the exact same shell as any kind of like Turbozation, Luke Metal deck. Bronzongzation and Metal Saucers are better than what Corviknight has to offer. So this is my exact same argument that I had with Luke Metal, where it's like I feel like Luke Metal decks is literally Turbozation decks that are just like two Pokemon. Bronzong really changes up a lot what the deck can do and can maneuver things around so you could play techs. So I think Metal Box is probably better because I don't think Corviknight VMAX necessarily adds anything. If you ask me how many times that I've ever used whatever it's called, the Cheryl Bronzong combo, my answer is like not enough to warrant it. If you ever ask me if I'm like able to get out like the Corviknight, retreat into the other Corviknight. So I mean, I think the Cheryl Bronzong stage 1 VMAX that's metal type combination is cute, but at the end of the day I find myself like hitting for 240, keeping the damage on, having a dead hand. It literally feels like Luke Metal with a Dedenne and a Crobat and an Eldegoss, which is literally just better than what it is. So, I mean, I think that the deck will eventually just transform into Metal Box. And I mean, I said I hate Luke Metal. I think Luke Metal is a fake deck. Luke Metal has Luke Metal beats E-Turn. The deck absolutely sucks. Like, anyone can tell me otherwise. You have people
There's
out here
so much
thinking
fire,
that they're
man.
literally playing chess. I'm going on a rant.
Yeah, it's
Like,
too much.
literally, we're like flying high. I'm flying higher than Corviknight right now.
Yeah.
I'm as
I
high
think-
as
I
Kid
think-
Cudi on the roof, bro. Right now,
I think Corviknight has a lot of merit. I just think people need to figure out a good way to play it.
Why? Like, I'm literally trying to say, like,
I think-
as one of the most competitive players in the game, I think Corviknight's an absolute shit card. Like,
I think
the
it's
card is-
hard
the
to
card-
knock
okay,
off. I think it's hard to knock off. It makes it harder to knock off the coding energies on Corviknight.
Okay, sure.
I think-
Maybe in a fire type setting that it's fine, but I'm fine to lose to a fire type deck with a metal type deck. I'd rather play like a water type deck and just move the energies to an Empoleon and smoke my opponent with like a Leon Empoleon.
Right.
I think that might have more merit than a Corviknight. It's one of those things where I just don't feel like the card brings anything to the table, to the Metal Box, beyond it having free retreat. At that point, why do I not run Switch Escape Rope? It's one of those
Well,
things
you can
like,
run Cheryl with it. That's the whole point.
I could run Cheryl. Cheryl's like some whatever. Ugh. Okay,
If you
Gabe, talk. I
get
wanna
listen,
hear
if
you
you get
talk. Gabe,
Cheryl
talk.
with Corviknight, like there's games where like I'm playing and they hit both my Corviknights for like 270. I'm playing like Zacian or whatever, and then I just heal both of them up, and then I put all the damages back, and I'm just ripping. Like when it works, it's insane. And I just think people haven't super figured it out. And I think it's obviously welder archetypes are very good right now. So I think that's a problem.
Gabe,
with it, but-
what do you think? I want to know what your opinion, because I feel like Maddie and I are having a divide.
I think that straight Corviknight is not great. I think that the Metal Box variant is good. My hot take is that Single Strike is one of the worst decks in existence, and Corviknight actually has potential as one of the other VMAXs in the set. We just don't know yet how to build it properly. And I think that as time goes on and people start to learn like what the deck needs and like what changes, then it becomes decent. But I think that the straight Corviknight just isn't great. But the
Okay,
Metal
but
Box is fun.
What about like, okay, so my whole thing is, why is there like, straight Corviknight is terrible regardless. I think Corviknight at most right now I have like a 2-2 or a 3-2 line or a 3-3 line
I would have a
in my
2-2
battle
line.
box list,
Fireman.
right? Like it's,
Yeah, you definitely shouldn't go 4/4 Corviknight without
I
any
don't think you're
other
rocking a
Pokemon.
4/4 Corviknight
No, yeah.
at all.
I still consider that a Corviknight deck, though. If you have 2/2 Corviknight and like 2 Zacians and some other attackers, I
No,
still
but I'm saying at what point is
consider
it
it
better than
Corviknight.
Zacian? You literally don't hit numbers that Zacian can't hit. Like, it literally is... You have to evolve to do the same amount of damage as a Zacian, and you have free retreats. So, sure, like, your opponent's going to Fan of Waves you anyways. Everyone's playing Fan of Waves now in every
No, they're
single
not.
deck.
Well, that's
Yes,
why it's
they
not
are.
positioned very well in the format, but I still think the deck is very good. I think people are playing those cards because the deck's very
No,
good.
I'm just saying, like, okay, there's nothing in... Okay, I'm going to take back everything that I just said. Corviknight VMAX, there's nothing inherently wrong with Corviknight VMAX.
It's a solid
issue
card.
is, it is not as strong as the other components of the deck that already exist,
Yeah.
which are Bronzong, Zacian, and Zamazenta, because that's usually what carries the deck. 90% of the time, those are what's going to carry. You're going to use Corviknights to kind of hit something, and then they don't knock you out. At that point, I mean, sure, I think I'd just rather play a defensive card, like a Reset Stamp, or another Marnie, or something. So it's one of those things where, like, I don't think Corviknight holds its own. Again, I think that just like a metal box variant is probably better, and it's probably more. It's probably worth more than your time to look into that. And it's the same reason why I think Turbozation is probably a better deck than Luke Metal, just because double Zamazenta for Zacian is a better deck than a lot of other things you could ever bring to the tournament.
Right.
Those cards are just inherently strong, and nothing's going to change my thing.
King Cocoa says single strike isn't that bad. You can one-shot VMAXs consistently. I would say you don't one-shot anything consistently. You don't do anything consistently with that deck. But I don't think it's terrible.
I overrated that deck personally. I will go out there and say I was wrong with single strike VMAX.
I was telling you though.
I honestly don't think it's bad. It has a lot
not
more
bad.
merit than
It's not
Corviknight
bad.
VMAX.
It's a tier 2.5 deck.
No, I disagree.
It's a tier 2 deck.
I disagree with that.
Tier 2 deck.
The deck,
I think it's tier 1.5
You
too.
just do not know how to play it properly.
I agree. I think
feel like
yeah,
there's
you're right.
There's a lot more merit to that deck than you think, and the deck has a lot of cool lines of play. The deck can run a Tyranitar. The deck can run a lot of things. It is so much better than most people think it is, and it's not even funny because it does not see success immediately. The deck absolutely bones Rapid Strike. If you play Rapid Strike against Single Strike, you get absolutely boned. No question at all. Like, anyone could sit here and, like, tell me otherwise. I know that, like, I literally know how good I am at this game, and I know exactly what to do in that matchup. And I'll actually pull up money in the bank account, PayPal ready, shoot me a challenge. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am so secure. I know how that matchup goes.
But I just don't think it's that consistent, though, is the thing. Like,
I think that's wrong. I think Tower of Dark, like, no one's talking about my Tower of Darkness Marshadow combo.
Tower of Darkness is broken. That card is so good.
With Marshadow is
very
broken.
good.
So good.
It's very good. But at the same time,
Marshadow, Tower of Darkness, and then just keep on looping it.
But if you don't, the thing is, if you don't get your Houndoom out turn 2, you lose.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so Single Strike is a good card. It's just that the consistency causes just it almost feels like Bulu in a way. Or like, yes, the deck is
good.
good.
A really good deck.
Yeah, sure, but so much of the time the deck just won't work to where people are like, I simply cannot play this deck to a like a best of one event because of that consistency issues. From my personal testing, the deck either sets up and I go Houndoom, like, oh my god, dude, this deck's the best deck in the format, and then 40 to 50%, I'm just like, what is this hand? Like, I just can't do anything with it.
I think matchup wise, I think what we're also looking into, we're playing best of one. I usually look at decks more in a best of 3 mindset. So in that case, I think the deck has a very favorable Senna Scorch matchup. I think it actually beats most Dragapult players, like 100% in my opinion, because people do not know how to play that matchup. They're going to fall into so many traps. I don't think that we have the best deck list for it yet, but it is definitely going to be one of my side projects. The deck is so similar to Reshiram and Charizard GX, and it's missing only like that little bit of like there's a couple screws loose. That's literally it. That's all it is. The deck is broken otherwise.
there's
Yeah,
just
sure.
some strange things with single strike in my opinion. But I do think we're not gonna know what's going on until these GG Tour tournaments come, these best of 3 majors cash tournaments, which I'm excited for. Big shout out to GG Tour, our sponsor. They are going to be running a big free entry cash prize tournament coming
Make
up
sure it's not
in April.
overlapping
So
the Players Cup 4. I'd like to play in this one, please.
that would be nice. Yeah. No, this is the actual one, like an actual regional style one,
What's
not
the date?
just like a.
13th?
It's like mid-April. Yeah, it's mid-April. I
April?
don't know the exact date, but we're making
make-
sure it's not overlapping with anything
For sure.
You know,
yeah.
already existent. But that's when the real stuff comes out, right? We did our GG tours. Yeah, we had our GG tours. We saw Blounds and Pika win because those are, in my opinion, the strongest decks right now, and especially in a best of 3 format, or at least they were. Sorry, but but it's gonna be different. And like tonight, where we have, let me just double check real quick.
We're gonna hit 350 probably today. So yeah, I mean, we're gonna see, like what this meta really turns into here.
Yeah, tonight we're at 305 right now.
That's
so
literally 40 people from literally like a half an hour ago.
Yeah, so I mean it's one of those things where tonight it's gonna be hilarious. I think the meta is a little bit skewed a bit because of our funny bounties.
I hate that,
but,
by the way. I literally ripped Maddie to shreds on a Discord call. I was like, Maddie, you are ruining the competitive integrity of our game. I feel this is the same thing as when Limitless decided to ban ADP. I don't like when people mess with a good thing, man. It's like literally like... Have you ever seen like those, like... Do you ever remember when you were a kid? I don't know like if this was a thing just in Canada, that like cat rabbits were like a thing.
What are cat rabbits?
Like rabbits and cats when they mate, that they give like birth to like really weird like rabbits that like run like a cat.
That's a thing.
There's no way that rats and cabbits can.
No, not
can
rats
breed
and
together.
not rats.
Oh, sorry, rabbits
not
and
rats
and
cabbages,
rabbits and
Maddie.
cats.
I said
Is this a bird
rabbits
thing?
and cats, bro. But I'm just
They
saying,
definitely-
like, what I'm saying is that's what I feel like your tournament is, bro. You're just like kind of molding the metagame with your own like sick thoughts, bro. I mean, I appreciate that y'all are donating some packs in there, but it's whatever. I mean, Canada's a weird place. I'm just saying, like, yeah.
No, I don't
exactly.
think that. I think the idea. I think I get that idea, and I think that there is potential for the metagame to be completely, altered in a way.
What I'm saying is with the rats and with the cats and the rabbits, like literally, what I'm saying is there used to be this like myth that like the cats outside would mate with the rabbits, and then you get rabbits that run like cats or cats that run like rabbits, and they just die off pretty quickly or something like that because there's some like weird human experiment or like weird animal experiment, right? Like, you know how there's like the mermaids and stuff like that? But it's one of those things where like that's the way that I view Maddie, is like sprinkling, like manipulating the metagame. I don't think that there's Canada rabbits and cats can make Charmanders. Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if you
I
light
don't know.
them on fire. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, I don't like the idea of a bounty when you get people to play tier 1, tier 2 decks, because it just means the metagame is going to be skewed. Because, of course, I need to take that in account to whatever it takes, right? Like, it's one of those things where you're telling
Yeah, I know
people
what
to
you
play Corviknight. I think Victini might spike up a little bit more than that. So, I mean, sure, you're getting the metagame going, but I don't necessarily... Like, I think it's an artificial metagame at that point, and I think that there's, like, an asterisk beside it. That's the only.
I don't think the
stance.
metagame is artificial, but the some of the levels will be somewhat artificial. Which
metagame
but
will definitely be
to that point,
artificial,
things
though.
are going to be evened out.
How would it not
in my
be
opinion?
artificial?
Huh?
Like, I'm honestly, like, for the sake of like a fun discussion, where I think,
We're not
like,
removing
we get
any
people
cards,
going-
though.
I don't know, Gabe. I feel like you need to be the tiebreaker here. Do you
what?
feel like the metagame changes enough by Maddie introducing bounties for Corviknight and
No.
Single Strike?
No,
Really?
not
You don't think that there's going to be a bunch of people who are literally trying to win some pass?
I think there's going to be a good amount of people, but but even if more people play Corviknight and Single Strike, those are decks that haven't been played at all in the last few tournaments. So even if those see a little bit of play, and the top decks see a little less play, it's just going to even out the total metagame.
Okay, so bounties have been done before for different tournaments, and the meta really hasn't changed that much. Like
Because no one's been as influential as Maddie.
okay, sure, but what I'm trying to say is that like probably Corviknight and Single Strike combined will not. It will probably take up 10 to 15% of the meta, no more than that.
I would say no more than 20, but yes.
There's no way it's only 10%.
No,
I
definitely
mean,
not 10. I think it's going to be more towards
It's going
like
to be more
20.
than 10%.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
I
we sit
hope
on-
so. Those cards should be more than 10% of the meta.
No, but my whole thought process is like, do you remember, Maddie, like if like maybe like 10 episodes back, you're like, I highly encourage people to not play ADP for my events. You know what I'm saying? You remember when you had that thing where you're like, I frown upon it, like the same way that Portugal,
that was kind of a
like
test,
Portugal
which is what this is.
Decriminalized all the drugs.
Yeah,
and you decriminalized. You're like ADP is legal to play in my event, but don't play it. Wink, wink, wink. And then it saw significantly less play. People listen to what you say, so I just think that it's going to change the metagame. Yeah, you're literally the Elon Musk of PTCG, and I guess
that's how it feels.
Yeah,
sometimes.
And I mean, I guess you're.
I don't know. We'll
lovely
see.
wife
And
is
again,
probably Grimes.
the intention, of course, never was to alter the metagame, and that's why I picked decks that I thought were viable decks, but decks that were not seeing play. You know, if you looked at the 200 player Hexers tournament, like literally, like less than 5% of the meta share was those two decks combined.
Yeah, like,
and that's the reason why they were picked. You know what I'm saying? So, because I'm not going to be like, I'm not going to be like, play Victini, win 50 packs, or like play Flapple and win 50 packs, and then we have 10 Flapples in the tournament and none of them do anything.
Yeah. I mean, it's not Flapple. Yeah, Corviknight to the moon. I mean, Corviknight probably can fly to the moon because that burb has free retreats. Also, speaking about birds, like I just want to go. Here's some wholesome content. So I was literally walking my dog Willow, and if you've ever watched one of my streams, she's probably eating some snacks or something in the background. She's a rough collie dog. We literally took her to the dog park today, the off-leash dog park, and Michelle and I saw a baby woodpecker pecking away at a tree. Talking about burbs, literally saw a woodpecker.
That's woodpeckers. I mean, where I live, Zach, there's a lot of woodpeckers, but
there was no peckers in the forest, but there was a woodpecker.
You don't got no peckers in your forest?
Definitely not that day. We saw one dog. It was a little bit snowy. My dog ate some mud. I threw her into, well, not threw her. I'm not an animal abuser. I lightly tossed my dog into the pond beside it, and she drank water, and she was very happy. And then I took her to get a puppuccino afterwards, and she's ruining my couch because she smells like wet dog. That's my kind of like end of story rants.
Puppuccino sounds busted, bro. I want some puppuccino.
I think.
All right. Are there any other decks? Are there any other decks that we've yet to cover? We haven't really talked about. I mean, we talked about Single Strike.
We talked about.
What about Rapid Strike?
You're loving the mood that Zach's in today.
Rapid Strike. I have a lot of things.
Yeah, let's talk about.
We got a lot to say about
because we got Count the Money Dan up in here.
Ooh, count the money.
Count the money. I know I was recently on. Shout out to the Pittsburgh Triple P Pittsburgh Pokemon podcast.
Big shout out.
Pokemon podcast.
Great guys, man. I had a lot of fun on their round table the other day.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Gabe also talks about round table. I think he talks about how expensive their pizza is.
Yes. Do not buy pizza from there.
What in the world?
Zach's argument is invalid. He just admitted that decks were tier 2. They are tier 2 decks, but it's one of those things where, like, whatever.
Yeah. I think it would be awesome to see a Corviknight or a Single Strike Urshifu win the tournament, come home with 110 packs. And
I mean, if anyone's
we dab
playing
on
those
them
decks,
like
they probably need them to get better cards anyway, so let the power be to them. Good luck to everyone playing those cards. Rapid Strike. I think Rapid Strike is broken now. But I like Rapid Strike. Good. I like Rapid Strike with Dragapult more than I like any other Rapid Strike deck.
I can agree with that. I think that deck is disgusting. And if anyone hasn't played it, like I looked at that list, Zach, and I was like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are people playing this? This looks terrible. And then I was like, I'm going to build it, try it out. And 10 games in, 10 wins later.
It feels awkward. It kind of feels like when you're playing Centiskorch and the deck sucks. And then you're like, okay, cool. This deck's actually winning, though. Like,
it feels terrible, but you're winning every game somehow, yeah. I know what you mean. I don't know. From what I've played with that deck, and I'm not that great of a player, like, for me, winning 15 games, like, in a row on ladder against a lot of other meta decks, it does say a lot. And the synergy is strangely there, like, to be fair.
That low, I mean, you could do anything.
What?
When your ELO is that low on this, you could do anything, man. Like Maddie, like when I film like a video, I literally have to like message Maddie nowadays because I can't play any like non-tier 1 deck without hitting the absolute like best players in the game.
I hit Henrique Jorge the other day. I hit some good players on the ladder, but it's.
I don't know. Maybe it might make sense. I don't know how much they play PTCGO.
Wow.
I mean, I think he wins a lot.
I think he plays in too many tournaments, bro. I think he's
I
just
agree.
really playing in the tournaments all day. This ain't no
But,
Atlas. This ain't no games.
But I think that deck is very good, and I think that there is a reason why a lot of people are playing it. I don't think it. I think it's probably the best way to play Urshifu. I don't think it's the best way to play Dragapult, but.
Why don't let's for a fun activity. Why don't we go around in a circle because we know how much Gabe loves round table pizza.
I mean, it's good. It's just expensive.
Don't be poor. There's a lot of things that are like expensive that are
What is-
broken. Nobu,
It's true, bro. Just
Nobu's
man up.
expensive. Nobu's average. It's broken though.
Get your
When
guap
I
right,
go
bro.
to like Fogo de Chao or like Copacabana or something like that, it's
Fogo de
expensive, but it's worth it. Just
Fogo de Chao, bro.
drop some stacks, homie.
Stacks.
Yeah, exactly. Anyways, so why don't
Gotta
I
get that
name,
YouTube
why don't
money,
I
bro.
name a variant of Rapid Strike Urshifu? We give it the yay or nay on the Elhorn podcast.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
So we'll
Go
start
first.
off
Someone
with,
go.
We'll start off with Rapid Strike Octillery, and I'll finish off and give my. You got like 30 seconds on each one. Maddie, start.
I think that I mean, from what I've played with Octillery and the Urshifu combination, it's pretty cool. It's pretty consistent. But I think that if your deck's typically relying on it, which that deck would, I don't think it's a yay for me. I think that the Jirachi Scoop Up Net engine is better.
Gabe.
I think the Octillery version is okay. I don't think it's the best one. I don't think it's the worst one. I think it's just decent.
Okay,
yeah,
I think
that's
the
your thought.
Octillery version is okay. I'm gonna give it a down now,
Give it that.
but it's probably gonna go up later. It's kind of gonna go stonks as we get more Rapid Strike cards. Seems
I agree.
fair. I think that seems fair. It,
It's pretty fair to me.
is stamp proof, by the way. Awesome. I see that you're in the comments right there. Yeah, that's fine, but like, who cares? You're stamp proof, right? You're like, stamp doesn't mean anything if you just draw out a stamp like a god. Okay. What else is next?
Yeah.
We got Rapid Strike Jirachi engine. Maddie, let's go.
Yeah, it's the best way to play straight Rapid Strike Urshifu. You get the Scoop Up Net engine. Jirachi is just busted. You can search out for so many cards in your deck. You can incorporate Zigzagoons in there to finish off some math. You can look for your Telescopic Sight if you're playing it. You can look for your supporters. It's just, to me, and it also goes with the switching aspect of Urshifu, which it likes to do a lot between the switches, the escape ropes, the Scoop Up Nets. Kind of creates a really great pivot for you. I think that is the best way to play straight Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX. And if you're not playing it that way, I just highly encourage you to do so.
Yeah, no, I mean, Maddie basically said everything that I was going to say. The deck is ridiculous. Consistency is king right now. And Rapid Strike is super good because of how consistent it is. Being able to always do turn 2, 150 or 120 spread, being practically reset stamp proof as well. The deck is ridiculous. It is by far the best Rapid Strike variant. I think it's significantly better than the Dragapult variant as well, simply because of its consistency. Consistency is king right now. It's incredible.
Before we go to the next one, can we just talk about how the best decks in the format right now are running Jirachi engine once again?
Jirachi is a broken card, people. You need more than one in your deck, by the way, if anyone's going to ask. Can I get away with one Jirachi? You can get away with one Jirachi Amazing Rare if you're not playing Scuba Nets, but you need to be
bro.
packing those 3 to 4.
You remember when people thought Amazing Rare Jirachi would be better?
Oh, Dan, when I'm not hella busy, you're going to see my broken version of Rapid Strike, not your Green's Magneton issues. Yeah, that deck definitely would struggle, man. Keep that one away from the escape ropes. Anyways, so next, I'm going to say my opinion on the Jirachi build. I think Jirachi build is probably the most consistent build right now. Actually, I'm not sure. Next up, Chinchino. Rapid Strike. I mean, This is, what is it? The Zeester Leak? The Zeester Special, bro?
I think so.
Caleb Rogerson plays it. It's valid, right?
Wait, what? What deck?
Caleb Rogerson's the one who plays Chinchino Rapid Strike, so it must be valid, right? So start off with Maddie. Let's go.
It must be good.
My opinion on Chinchino Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is don't play it.
Why?
Because I just don't think it's as good as any other possible way that you could play that deck.
Next thoughts, Gabe. Let's go.
it's kind of inconsistent. When it goes first, the deck feels super, super awkward. You aren't really able to set up properly. I think the deck is okay. I think it's probably out of like the 4 Urshifu variants, it's probably the 3rd or 4th best one.
More than you think it's worse than Octillery?
Potentially.
I think it is.
I'm gonna go with I don't know because I haven't playtested that version. So I'm gonna go I don't
me
know.
either.
I literally like y'all are like y'all. I don't have that much time, peeps. I literally record 2 videos a day. Got a dog. Got a girlfriend. Got a life. I work coaching kids on Pokemon. That is, like, if you want to call that work. But it's one of those things like I'm always busy doing some kind of shit. So it's one of those things where we got to see exactly what's going on there.
I need to make my announcement post. Actually, do you mind if we wrap up the official recording here soon? Just so I can.
And on that note, I think everyone's kind of shot their shot, said their said. And I mean, we talked enough about Battle Styles decks for the past hour. I know we've been talking about Battle Styles on and off for the past little bits. We'll have to see it. Let us know in either of Maddie and I's Discord servers if you want to have a topic on the podcast. I think we're just going a lot off the top of the dome, answering viewers' questions, stuff like that whenever it's possible. So it's one of those things where we'll have to see exactly how it goes. But I think the opinions that we got on here are absolute straight flames. Should be pretty cool in general. So hopefully everyone enjoyed watching this podcast live. And if you're listening to the audio version, you should tune in every Wednesday between approximately 3 and 5. Sometimes we're late, sometimes we end it early, but we are running our live podcast on Wednesdays. So I do want to kind of I want to let Gabe talk for a little bit if Gabe wants to say anything about what he's doing. He is our special guest. You should totally check out Gabe on all of his social media, which is going to be in the description of this YouTube video. But Gabe, I'll let you say any final thoughts that you have before we sign off.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Battle Styles has been super fun for me. Thanks everyone for having me. Go follow me on Twitter. I'm going to post a link in the chats if that's okay. If you guys want to follow me there. That is where I post most of my stuff. You guys can follow my turn reports, and yeah.
Let me mod you real quick, Gabe.
Yeah.
Did you post it in my chat?
Yeah, I did.
Also,
Okay.
while they're figuring this stuff out, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsor, GG Tour, for making this podcast possible, running some of the most elite online events available for some sweet, sweet, sweet cash prizing. We do have some stuff coming up in April, so check out the GG Tour website for all of that stuff. There is a link in the description below for that. Maddie does help run those events out, so if you've played in the chill events, they are the real deal, run by the guy who runs the best events, so that you have the best cash events in the game. Totally awesome. As for me, I'm Zach Lesage. Thank you so much for watching this. You can check out my content at Zach Lesage PTCG on all available social media. And Maddie, I'll let you. Who are you? Chill.
Yeah, you guys can check me out on YouTube as well. I don't like live stream or anything like that typically on Twitch, but on YouTube I make videos almost pretty much daily, and that's tournament coverage, new deck lists, battle styles coverage, everything like that. And that's just Chill TCG on YouTube. On Twitter, I'm at chill_TCG. So definitely just go follow on both those places. And what about you, Gabe?
Go follow my Twitter. Go follow my YouTube as well, Smart TCG. I just most recently started posting some videos on there. I provide genuine content. On my list there are real and stuff like that. And yeah, guys, thanks everyone for watching, and thanks so much for having me. And this was super fun, and I hope to be on again sometime in the future.
Yeah, we hope that
For
you
sure.
don't fall asleep and miss it like you did last week. Anyways, on that note,
all right.
episode
We're ending it right
14
here.
of Chill, or episode 14 of the Elhorn. Jeez, I'm so used to saying Maddie. I got his name in my mouth. Okay, Are we still gonna stay hanging around alive for a little bit?
We can stay live for a quick minute. I just need to post the announcement that check-in is open.
We're getting Nockies. Any way you could do a deck building podcast? I mean, that's possible. I don't know if you want to see how Maddie builds a deck, because it's literally just copying a list that I give him.
Stop it. I help you with lists, bro. I help you.
You helped me by list by stealing my Guard of War VMAXs, buddy.
Well, I didn't have them, bro. I needed you to trade them to me, bro.
Oh, also, two voy. I see you on Maddie's chat. I'm literally terrible at pronouncing names. Thank you for following me. I really appreciate it. So, Yeah, so I mean, you can see what goes through your head while you deck builds. I mean, I think I do a lot of that while I'm on my channel. I do have a video about deck building, so hopefully y'all enjoyed that. But that being said, I'm going to go off live on my portion. It's been real today, everyone. Thank you so much. And my live stream does start in about an hour, so stay tuned for that as I play ADP at Chill. Peace out.